Greetings, legends! Thank you for tuning in this video. I am your host, TheSailingRobin, one of your community manager for World of Warships Legends, and today we will be talking about what could be considered one of the most lethal and effective armament in our game, torpedoes. For this tutorial, we will be sailing in the Tier 5 US Navy destroyer, Mayhan. Torpedoes can also be found on cruisers, but they are considered the destroyer's main weapon, hence our choice for today's demonstration. But before we get started, and for those interested, here are the captain build and upgrades I've installed on Mayhan. While we are sailing towards the objective, let's sum up what a torpedo is in World of Warships Legends. Unlike a shell from a ship's gun, torpedoes travel underwater. They are significantly slower than a shell and also have limited range. On the other hand, if you score a hit, it yields devastating results. Torpedoes comes with different speeds, ranges and damage depending on the ship class and nation. In our example, Mayhan comes equipped with 3 torpedo launchers, each carrying 4 tubes. The torpedo itself has a range of 6.4 kilometers, a top speed of 66 knots and a maximum damage of precisely 11,733. In-game, your torpedo range is displayed by a white circle on your battle map when the armament is selected. Reload time of torpedo tubes is also a factor. Once launched, well, the armament needs to be recharged, and depending on the ship you are using, it will take significant amount of time. In our case, the torpedo reload time on Mayhan is 1 minute and 24.5 seconds. You can keep track of this reload time by checking the bottom right corner of your screen, where the reload time of all armaments are displayed. To improve the performance of your torpedoes, their range, speed and reload time, World of Warships Legends also offers a wide range of confrontation skills. Skills like Hull Crusher, Contact is Imminent, Subsurface Venture, Torpedo Safari, Back in Stock or even True Grit. You can check every ship's torpedo statistics in their respective stats tabs at any time. You also start the battle with your torpedoes already reloaded, meaning you can use them as soon as the fight begins. But let's get back to our gameplay. While we are approaching the capture zone, we are detected by an enemy Mayhan and an enemy Icarus. Most of the time, torpedoes are not the best tool to fight off other destroyers, since they are agile enough to evade them. But in that case, the Icarus is close enough for a try. Now, let's pay attention to what we see here. When you select the torpedo armament, the UI greets you with plenty of information. A firing angle, a firing cone, a minimum arming distance, a lead indicator, a timer and a range indicator. Let's now break down what each and every one of them means. The firing angle defines the total angle at which the torpedo tubes can fire. Your torpedo tubes will not be able to fire outside of that specific area. Every ship equipped with torpedoes will have a particular firing cone that you will have to take into consideration. You can always turn your ship around to enable the right angle for your torpedo tubes. Following your aiming cursor is the firing cone. It defines the area in which the torpedo will travel. This cone also indicates the area of dispersion of your torpedoes. There is now 2 modes for torpedo dispersion: narrow mode and wide mode. Narrow mode allows for tight grouping of torpedoes in a smaller area for accurate strikes. Wide mode significantly increases the spread of your torpedoes, allowing to cover a greater area, but with more gaps in between that the enemy can fit through. Be mindful of the mode you're using in each situation in order to get the best results. On a side note, the British nation gets access to a different spread mode, single launch, that allow them, contrary to other nations, to launch torpedoes one by one. Let's keep going. Another factor you would need to consider is the minimum arming distance. It indicates the minimum range your torpedoes need to travel before they are armed. This distance is very short, but keep in mind that any ships that are inside this minimum arming range will not get damaged by your torpedoes. So you can get close, but not excessively. Then comes the lead indicator, one of the most important information our UI gives you. This indicator shows the optimal path for your torpedoes in order to hit a selected target. It adapts in real time to the direction and speed of your target and helps you lead your strike. You can trust this indicator, but remember that an enemy ship can always maneuver unexpectedly and throw off your aim. The timer and the range indicator also gives you two crucial information: the time your torpedo will take to reach their target and the distance to impact. The timer is displayed here. It takes into consideration your target speed and direction, as well as your own torpedo speed. The range indicator displays the range of impact, taking all previous factors into consideration and giving you an estimate range at which the torpedo will connect to your target on that specific solution. If your torpedoes don't have enough range, this indicator will turn orange and give you the message "out of range." As soon as you are back in range, the indicator will turn white and display the previous informations again. This can be used to fire your torpedoes outside of their maximum range, if, for example, your target is out of range but coming towards you. The range indicator will then tell you that if you fire your torpedoes now, the point of impact will be inside your torpedo's range. Let's now talk about what a torpedo does upon impact. It deals damage, a lot of it, and can also cause a damage over time factor: flooding. Flooding can happen on any ships that receives a torpedo and deals a percentage of a ship hit points every second, depleting their health rapidly until the damage control party is used. For every torpedo you hit and every flood you cause, you will get notified by the torpedo hit ribbon and the flooding ribbon. And that is giving us the cue to talk about the next thing: how to counter a torpedo. As we shown previously, torpedoes are much slower than a shell, but are also harder to see. Due to their limited speed, it is possible for any ships to take evasive maneuvers. Each torpedo has also its own detection range. You can find this range displayed on the Statistics tab, and you'll notice that it varies with ships and nations. When a torpedo gets close enough to your ship, the UI will give you a visual and audio warning. Enemy torpedoes are also shown in the world with red triangles. Torpedoes that have a slight risk of hitting your ship are displayed in orange. Torpedoes with a great risk of hitting your ship will be displayed in red. These indicators show the incoming direction of enemy torpedoes in real time and will help you locate the threat. You can use skills, upgrades, and the sonar consumable not only to increase the range at which enemy torpedoes are detected, but to also reduce the damage they deal to your ship. Now that you have all this knowledge, get out there and go sink some ships. And that's all for today. We hope that you found this video helpful, and if you did, share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, legends, turn the tide.